I found out I wasn't photogenic enough for my own sister's birthday party the morning it was supposed to happen. Mom called at 9 a.m. I was drinking coffee, scrolling through my phone, already dressed because the party started at 3 p.m. and I'd planned to help with setup if they needed it. Hi, sweetie. Just calling to remind you about something. Yeah, I know. Party at 3. I was thinking I could come early if you need. Actually, no. I'm calling to remind you. Don't come today. I set down my coffee. What? To your sister's party. Don't come. Why not? There was a pause. The kind that feels like someone's choosing their words carefully, which meant whatever came next was going to be bad. Because you'll ruin all the photos. I waited for more. For context, for explanation, for literally anything that would make that sentence make sense. Nothing came. What do you mean? I asked finally. I mean you're, you know, not photogenic. And we hired a professional photographer. Very expensive. We want perfect photos for Chloe's 30th birthday. It's a milestone. Everything needs to be perfect. My brain was trying to process this, trying to find the joke, the misunderstanding, the reasonable explanation. You're uninviting me because of how I look. I'm not uninviting you. You were never really officially invited anyway. I just didn't want it to be awkward when you showed up. But yes, it's better if you don't come. You understand? It wasn't a question. It was a statement. An assumption that of course I'd understand. Of course I'd accept this. Because I always did. Okay, I said. Okay? That's it? Yeah, have a good party. I hung up before she could say anything else, sat on my couch, stared at my phone, at my coffee, at the wall. You'll ruin all the photos. Not, we forgot to invite you. Not, the venue has a capacity limit. Not even a creative lie about thinking I was busy. Just the truth, delivered like a weather report. You'll ruin the photos. You're not photogenic. Don't come. I'd heard worse from them over the years. Been excluded from family events. Forgotten on holidays. Treated like optional furniture that could be moved or removed depending on the aesthetic of the room. But this one hit different. Because 3 months ago, I'd done something I thought was generous. Something I thought was kind. I'd paid for the entire party. Let me back up. I'm Jordan. 27 years old. Middle child in a family that forgot middle children existed. Chloe is my older sister, 30 as of today. Then there's Marcus, 23, the baby everyone still babies even though he has his own apartment and a full-time job. Growing up, I learned early that I was the background character in the family photo. Literally. Mom would take pictures and I'd always be slightly out of frame, or behind someone, or accidentally cut off when she printed them. When I was 14, I asked why none of my school photos were on the wall. Mom said something about running out of frames. The wall had 12 photos. 10 of Chloe. 2 of Marcus. 0 of me. I stopped asking. By 16, I'd figured out the pattern. Family events were planned around Chloe's schedule. Marcus got surprised with gifts for no reason. I got a card on my birthday if they remembered. Usually a week late. I wasn't abused, wasn't neglected in any legal sense. Just overlooked. Faded into the background. Not important enough to remember. Not photogenic enough to frame. When I turned 18 and moved out for college, I don't think they noticed for 3 weeks. But I kept trying. Kept showing up to dinners. Kept texting in the family group chat. Kept pretending we were a normal family and I was a normal part of it. And when Mom mentioned Chloe's 30th birthday 6 months ago, we're throwing the biggest party ever, 100 people, professional photographer, fancy venue. I thought maybe this was my chance to do something they'd appreciate, something that mattered, something that would make them see me as valuable. So 3 months ago, I did something I thought was generous. I paid for the party. All of it. Anonymously. The venue was called Riverside Event Hall. Gorgeous place on the water, floor-to-ceiling windows, capacity for 150 people. I'd driven past it 100 times and always thought it looked like the kind of place where good things happened. I called them in June, asked about availability for September 15th. The coordinator, Sarah, was enthusiastic. Yes, we have that date. Saturday afternoon is lovely for events. What were you thinking? 30th birthday party. Around 100 guests. Sit-down dinner, open bar, the works. We went through packages. Venue rental was $4,000. Catering at $35 per person for 100 guests was $3,500. Bar service was another $1,000. Total, $8,500. I'd been saving. Working as a graphic designer for a tech company. Decent salary, no kids, no major expenses. I had the money. I'll take it, I said. Full package. Wonderful. And who should we list as the contact? That's when I explained what I wanted. My sister's the birthday girl. My parents will be handling logistics. But I want to pay for everything. Anonymously. Sarah paused. Anonymously? Yes. Charge my card today. Full payment? But when my parents call to book, and they will, probably next week, tell them you have a promotion running. Venue package for free. Just luck. Don't mention me. That's unusual. I know. But I want them to enjoy planning the party without worrying about cost. And I don't want it to be about me, just about my sister having a great birthday. Sarah was quiet. Then, that's actually really sweet. Okay, we can do that. But you'll be listed as the primary payor in our system. Your card, your contract. That's fine, they won't see the system. We finalized everything. I gave my credit card information, signed the digital contract, $8,500 charged to my account. A week later, Mom called me. Excited, almost manic. Jordan, you won't believe it. We called this venue for Chloe's party. You know, the one I told you about. And they have this crazy promotion. The entire package is free. Can you believe it? It's like fate. That's amazing, Mom. Chloe's going to love it. I know. We're so lucky. Now we can spend the money we saved on decorations and the photographer. Everything's going to be perfect. She didn't invite me to any planning meetings. Didn't ask if I wanted to help. Didn't even ask if I was coming. But I didn't care. I'd done something good. Something generous. And when the party happened, when Chloe had the time of her life surrounded by 100 people in this beautiful venue, I'd be there quietly. Background as always. But knowing I'd made it possible. That was the plan. Until this morning. When Mom called and said I'd ruin the photos. I sat on my couch for 10 minutes, just processing. Then I opened my email. Scrolled to the confirmation from 3 months ago. Booking. Confirmation. Riverside Event Hall. Date, September 15th, 3 p.m., 11 p.m. Package, premium event package. Venue, plus catering, plus bar service. Total, $8,500 paid in full by Jordan Mitchell. Primary contact, Jordan Mitchell. I stared at that last line. Primary contact. My name, my card, my money. They didn't want me there. Mom had made that clear. Not officially invited, not photogenic. Would ruin the photos. But they wanted my money, even if they didn't know it was mine. I called Riverside Event Hall. Sarah answered after 2 rings. Riverside Event Hall, this is Sarah speaking. Hi, Sarah. This is Jordan Mitchell. I have a booking today, 3 p.m. Oh, yes, the Mitchell party. Big day. We're actually in setup now. Everything looks gorgeous. I need to cancel it. Silence. Then, cancel? The event's in... Pause. Probably checking a clock. 6 hours. I know. Mr. Mitchell, I don't understand. Is there an emergency? I'm the one who paid for the event. 3 months ago. $8,500. It's my credit card, my contract. I'm canceling. But your family will be here in 6 hours. Guests are arriving at 3. We've already completed the full setup. Flowers, tables, catering prep. I understand, but I'm canceling. Sir, we have a 72-hour cancellation policy. You signed? Check your records. Who's listed as the primary payer? Typing sounds. Then silence. You are, Jordan Mitchell. So legally, I can cancel. Technically, yes, but then I'm canceling. Refund my card. Mr. Mitchell, please. I don't know what's going on with your family, but this will devastate them. Your parents think this is a promotional package. Your sister's expecting the party of a lifetime, can't we? Call them. Let them know the party's canceled. I don't have their direct contact information. We've been coordinating through your initial booking. Then I'll text you their number. Call them. Tell them the truth. The venue was never a promotion. I paid for it. And I'm canceling." Sarah was quiet. When she spoke again, her voice was softer. "Can I ask why?" I almost said no. Almost hung up. But something made me answer. "Because I was told this morning that I'd ruin all the photos, that I'm not photogenic enough to attend. So if I'm not good enough to be there, I'm not good enough to pay for it either." Another long silence. "I'm so sorry," Sarah said finally. "Me too. Send the refund. Make the calls. I'll text you their numbers." "Okay, I will." "And Jordan?" "Yeah? For what it's worth, what you did, paying for the party anonymously, that was one of the kindest things I've seen in this job. I'm sorry your family doesn't see that." I didn't trust myself to speak. Just said, "Thanks," and hung up. Sent Sarah my parents' cell numbers and Chloe's. Then sat back down on my couch. My phone was in my hand. Coffee cold on the table. 11 a.m. on a Saturday. In 4 hours, 100 people were supposed to arrive at Riverside Event Hall for the party of the year. Instead, they'd find locked doors and a venue coordinator making very uncomfortable phone calls. And my family, the family that didn't want me in their photos, was about to find out exactly what happens when you take the invisible person for granted. My phone started buzzing. Unknown number. Probably Sarah calling my parents. I didn't answer. Just sat there. Heart racing. Hands shaking slightly. Part of me felt guilty. Part of me felt powerful. Part of me felt sick. But mostly, I felt free. For the first time in 27 years, I wasn't bending, wasn't accommodating, wasn't swallowing hurt and pretending it didn't matter. I'd taken back what was mine. And in about 2 hours, when the shock wore off and the reality set in, my phone was going to explode. I turned off notifications, went to my bedroom, lay down on my bed, stared at the ceiling, and waited for the chaos to begin. The first call came at 11:47 a.m. Unknown number. I watched it ring. Didn't answer. Probably Sarah calling my parents, telling them the venue was canceled, telling them why. I imagined that conversation. Mom's confusion turning to panic. The realization spreading. The scramble to understand. The phone stopped ringing. 15 seconds later, it started again. Different unknown number. That would be Chloe. Or Dad. Getting the same devastating news. I turned the ringer off. Put the phone face down on my nightstand. Lay there staring at the ceiling. 1 hour passed. I should have felt something. Guilt. Regret. Satisfaction. Something. I just felt numb. At 1:15 p.m., curiosity got the better of me. I picked up my phone. 47 missed calls. In 90 minutes. From everyone. Mom, Dad, Chloe, Marcus, Aunt Carol, Uncle Jim, Cousin Emily. Numbers I didn't recognize. The calls kept coming even as I stared at the screen. Then the voicemails started appearing. 17 of them. I played the first one. Dad's voice, barely controlled. "Call me right now." That was it. 3 words. All caps energy. Second voicemail. Mom. Frantic. "Jordan, what did you do? The venue just called. They said the party's canceled. They said you canceled it. Call me back immediately." I could hear Chloe crying in the background. Someone else talking. Chaos. Third voicemail. Chloe. Not crying anymore, screaming. "Are you kidding me right now? My party is ruined. People are already on their way. What is wrong with you?" Fourth. Marcus. "You're such a petty schmuck. Everyone's freaking out and Mom's crying. Hope you're proud of yourself." I deleted them without listening to the rest. Already knew what they'd say. Variations on the same theme. "How could you do this? You're horrible. Family emergency. Call back now." Nobody asking why. Nobody wondering what would make me do something like this. Just outrage that I'd dared. The texts were worse. Dozens of them. Group chat had exploded. Individual messages, paragraphs of capital letters and exclamation points. Mom's texts came in clusters. The venue said, "You canceled? How could you do this? Your sister is crying. Call me now." This is unforgivable. We're trying to find another venue, but everything's booked. Dads were shorter, more direct. Call your mother, now. You're dead to this family. That last one. I screenshotted it. Something told me I'd want proof later. Chloe's texts were all caps, 15 of them in a row. "I hate you. You ruined my birthday. I will never forgive you. Everyone knows what you did. You're not my brother anymore." Marcus sent one text, "Hope it was worth it," with a middle finger emoji. The family group chat, Mitchell family, was on fire. Aunt Carol, "What's happening? Chloe's party is canceled?" Uncle Jim, "On our way to the venue and it's locked." Cousin Lisa, "Just got a call saying don't come?" Mom, "There's been a terrible mistake. Jordan canceled the venue. We're trying to fix it." Aunt Carol, "Jordan did what?" Uncle Jim, "Why would he do that?" Mom, "We don't know. He's not answering." Chloe, "Because he's selfish and horrible." Marcus, "He's being petty about something." Dad, "This isn't the place to discuss it." I muted the group chat. Couldn't mute it entirely. That would show I'd seen the messages, but I silenced notifications. Then I saw one text that wasn't angry. Cousin Emily. Emily, "Hey, what happened? Everyone's freaking out, but nobody's explaining anything." I stared at that message for a full minute. Emily was Aunt Carol's daughter, 25. The only cousin I actually talked to at family events. The only one who'd ever asked about my life like she actually cared about the answer, I typed back. Mom told me not to come to the party this morning. Said I'd ruin all the photos because I'm not photogenic. So I canceled the party I paid for. 3 dots appeared immediately. Disappeared. Appeared again. Emily, "Wait, you paid for it?" "Yeah, $8,500. Venue plus catering plus bar service. 3 months ago. Anonymously. Told the venue to say it was a promotion." Emily, "And she didn't know?" "Nope. Nobody did. They thought they got lucky." Emily, "Oh my God. So she told you not to come to a party you paid for?" "Yep." Emily, "That's absolutely insane." "Yep." Emily, "What are they doing now?" "Panicking, I assume, based on the 47 missed calls." Emily, "Holy crap. Are you okay?" That question. Nobody else had asked it. Not one person. "I think so. Mostly just numb." Emily, "For what it's worth, I think you were right to cancel. That was cruel what she said." "Thanks. That means a lot." Emily, "Do you want me to tell them? The real reason?" "No. If they cared, they'd ask. They won't." She sent a heart emoji. Then nothing else. At 2:30 p.m. my phone rang again. "Dad, 54th call." I stared at it. Let it ring 4 times. Then answered. "What? What the hell is wrong with you?" "Hello to you too. You canceled your sister's party? People showed up to the venue. It's locked. Do you have any idea what you've done?" "Yes, I canceled a party I paid for." "You, what?" "I paid for it. All of it. $8,500. 3 months ago." Silence. I could hear him breathing. Heavy. Processing. "You, what?" "The venue, the catering, the bar. I paid for everything, anonymously. Told them to tell you it was a promotion." "Why would you?" "Because I wanted to do something nice for Chloe. For the family." "Then why the hell would you cancel it?" "Because Mom called me this morning and told me not to come. Said I'd ruin all the photos. Said I'm not photogenic." More silence. "So I figured," I continued, "if I'm not good enough to attend, I'm not good enough to pay." "That's ridiculous." "Is it? You want my money but not my face?" "We didn't know you paid for it." "Would it have mattered?" The question hung there. I knew the answer. He knew the answer. "You're being ridiculous," he said finally. "Your mother was stressed, planning a big party. She didn't mean it the way it sounded. She meant it exactly how it sounded. Don't come. You'll ruin the photos. You're not photogenic." She was trying to make sure everything was perfect. And perfect doesn't include me. Got it. Message received. Jordan. Tell Chloe happy birthday. I hung up. My hands were shaking. Adrenaline, anger, something. 30 seconds later, Mom called. I let it ring 3 times, answered. Please. Her voice was different. Not angry, begging. Please undo this. Can't. Venue already processed the refund. We'll pay you back. Whatever you spent, we'll pay you back. I don't want your money. Then what do you want? I wanted to be invited to my sister's birthday party. You were invited. You literally called me this morning and told me not to come. I didn't mean, I was just trying to, the photos, right, because I'd ruin them. I was trying to make sure everything was perfect for Chloe. And I'm not part of perfect. I get it. That's not what I meant. It's exactly what you meant, Mom. You've been saying it my whole life, just not out loud before now. What are you talking about? The photo wall at your house. 10 pictures of Chloe, 2 of Marcus, 0 of me. That's not an accident. I've been cropped out of family photos since I was 14, left out of Christmas cards, forgotten at events, and now uninvited from a party I paid for because my face isn't good enough. Her voice cracked. Jordan, please. Your sister is devastated. People drove hours to get here. We need to fix this. You can fix it by acknowledging what you did. Apologize. Mean it. Silence. That's what I thought, I said. Have a good day, Mom. I hung up. 10 minutes later, Chloe called. I almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. You ruined my birthday, she was screaming. Full volume. Mom ruined your birthday. You canceled the venue. Mom uninvited me. I uninvited my money. That's not how this works. It's exactly how it works. I hate you. Do you understand? I hate you. You didn't even know I paid for it, Chloe. Because you did it anonymously, like a creep. Because I wanted you to have a good party without making it about me. Well, now it's ruined. Everything's ruined. 100 people showed up and there's nothing here. I'm sorry people got inconvenienced. Sorry? You're sorry? But that's not my fault. Talk to Mom. She's the one who told me I'd ruin photos. You're horrible. I never want to see you again. Then I guess we both got what we wanted. She was still screaming when I hung up. I sat there, phone in my hand, heart pounding, waiting to feel guilty. I didn't. At 4:30 p.m., the family group chat lit up again. I'd unmuted it to see what was happening. Mom, change of plans. We're hosting the party at our house instead. Everyone come at 6 p.m. Aunt Carol, we'll bring food. Uncle Jim, on our way. Cousin Lisa, see you soon, Chloe. Marcus, I'll grab drinks. Chloe, thanks everyone. Sorry for the chaos. Nobody mentioned the venue. Nobody mentioned me. Nobody asked what had actually happened. They were just moving forward. Backup party. Smaller. Sadder. But happening. And I wasn't invited. Not that I expected to be. I took a screenshot of the group chat. Added it to the folder with Dad's "You're dead to this family" text. Emily texted me again around 5 p.m. Emily, they're doing the party at your parents' house now. Are you coming? Wasn't invited to that one either. Emily, of course you weren't. I'm going because my mom will kill me if I don't. But for what it's worth, this is messed up. Thanks for saying that. Emily, want me to cause problems? I can ask loudly why you're not there. No, just go. Be normal. I don't want you getting caught in this. Emily, okay, but I'm on your side, just so you know. That means everything. At 7 p.m., my phone was finally quiet. Party was happening. Everyone was there except me. I ordered Chinese food, sat on my couch, watched TV without really watching. Felt lighter somehow. Like I'd been carrying weight for 27 years and finally set it down. My phone buzzed. Text from Emily. Emily, the party is sad. Like 30 people showed up. Everyone's asking what happened. Your mom keeps saying technical difficulties. She's not telling the truth? Emily, not even close. Your dad looks miserable. Chloe's crying every 10 minutes. Marcus is drunk already. Wow. Emily, I heard your mom tell someone you had a mental health emergency and couldn't come. Classy. Emily. I'm leaving early. This is depressing. Thanks for the updates. Emily. Hey, Jordan? Yeah? Emily. You did the right thing. Just wanted you to know that. I stared at that message for a long time. Someone thought I did the right thing. One person. Out of entire family. That was enough. I finished my Chinese food, watched a movie, went to bed at midnight, woke up Sunday morning to 17 new texts. Here we go again. Sunday morning. I woke up to my phone buzzing like an angry hornet. 17 new text messages. All sent between 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. while I was still asleep. I sat up in bed, rubbed my eyes, opened the messages. Mom had sent 12 of them. Paragraphs. Walls of text that took up my entire screen. Jordan, we need to talk. What happened yesterday was a disaster. I know you're upset, but this was too far. Your sister was humiliated. People are asking questions. We don't know what to tell them. I think there was a misunderstanding. I didn't mean what I said the way you took it. Can we please just talk? Like adults? We need to resolve this. Your father is very angry, but I know we can work this out if you just call me. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. That wasn't my intention. Can you at least acknowledge these messages? Jordan, please. We're your family. We love you. Don't throw that away over a misunderstanding. Call me when you're ready to talk. Please. I read them twice, looking for the actual apology, the acknowledgement of what she'd actually said. The recognition that you'll ruin the photos wasn't a misunderstanding. It was exactly what she meant. It wasn't there, just, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. If. As in, maybe I was hurt, maybe I wasn't, maybe I was being too sensitive. I typed back one question. Would you have invited me to the party if you'd known I paid for it? Sent it. Watch the screen. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Disappeared. 5 minutes passed. No response. That was my answer. The other 5 texts were from various family members. Aunt Carol, Uncle Jim, even cousin Lisa, who I'd barely spoken to since high school. Aunt Carol. Your mother is very upset. I think you should apologize. Uncle Jim. Don't know what happened, but family is family. Call your parents. Cousin Lisa. That was really mean what you did to Chloe. She didn't deserve that. Everyone had opinions. Nobody asked what actually happened. Nobody wondered why I'd done it. Just an automatic assumption. Jordan was wrong. Jordan needs to apologize. Jordan ruined everything. I put my phone on the kitchen counter, made coffee, sat on my couch, realized something. I didn't feel guilty. I kept waiting for it. The crushing weight of regret, the voice saying I'd gone too far, the urge to call them back and fix it. It never came, because they still didn't get it, still didn't see me, still treated me like the problem instead of asking why I'd reacted the way I did. I wasn't going to explain myself anymore. Wasn't going to beg them to understand. Wasn't going to apologize for having boundaries. I texted Mom back. You didn't answer my question. She never responded. 1 week later, Dad texted. Tuesday evening, 6:47 p.m. Dad, your sister wants to redo her party. Properly this time. Smaller venue. Just close family and friends. Will you pay for it again? I stared at that message for a full minute. The audacity. Not, we're sorry. Not, we understand why you were hurt. Not even, can we talk about what happened? Just, will you pay again? Like I was an ATM? Like my feelings didn't matter? Like the whole thing was just an inconvenient blip, and now we could get back to normal where I funded their events and stayed in the background? I typed back slowly. Carefully. No. 3 dots appeared immediately. Dad. Why not? Because you'll just uninvite me again. Dad. We won't. I promise. You promised I was family too. That didn't stop Mom from telling me not to come? Dad. She made a mistake. She's sorry. She's not sorry. She's embarrassed. There's a difference. Dad, you're being unreasonable. Am I? Let me ask you something. If I'd paid for the party again, and Mom decided I'd ruin the photos again, would you have stood up for me? No response. That's what I thought. Dad, this isn't about us, this is about your sister. She deserves to have a proper birthday celebration. She had one planned. Mom ruined it. Not me. Dad, you canceled the venue after Mom uninvited me from a party I paid for. Actions have consequences. Dad, so you're just going to punish your sister forever? I'm not punishing anyone. I'm just not funding parties I'm not welcome at. Dad, that's petty. No. What's petty is calling your son not photogenic enough to attend his sister's birthday and then expecting him to pay for it anyway. He didn't respond. Conversation ended. I blocked his number. Then Mom's. Then Chloe's. Then Marcus's. Kept Emily unblocked. She was the only one who mattered. 1 month after the canceled party, Emily texted asking if I wanted to get coffee. We met at a place near downtown. Small cafe, good espresso, quiet enough to actually talk. She hugged me when I arrived. Long hug. The kind that says I'm sorry without words. We sat down, ordered drinks. She looked at me carefully. How are you? She asked. Fine. Better than I expected, actually. Good. I was worried about you. I know. Thanks for checking in. You're the only one who has. She nodded, stirred her latte. The family's still talking about it. I bet. Your mom is playing the victim, saying you overreacted, that she didn't mean what she said, that you were looking for an excuse to ruin Chloe's day. Of course she is. Aunt Carol agrees with her. So does Uncle Jim. They think you went too far. What do you think? Emily looked at me directly. I think what you did was fair. She uninvited you. You took your gift back. That's not petty. That's boundaries. I felt something loosen in my chest. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I told my mom that. She didn't want to hear it. Emily took a sip. But some people get it. Some of the guests who showed up to the venue and found it locked, they heard the real story eventually. How? Your mom kept saying it was technical difficulties, but people talked, asked around. Eventually someone, I think it was Sarah from the venue, told a few people the truth, that you'd paid for everything anonymously and canceled when your mom uninvited you. What did people say? Mixed reactions. Some thought you were justified. Some thought you should have been the bigger person. But I heard at least 3 people say they'd have done the same thing. That surprised me. Really? Yeah. Mrs. Patterson, Chloe's old piano teacher, she apparently said, if someone treated me like that, I wouldn't give them a dime either. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Mrs. Patterson was like 70 and didn't take crap from anyone. There was social media stuff too, Emily continued. Nothing huge, but Chloe posted a vague status about family betrayal, and some people commented asking what happened. She deleted it after a day. Did she tell people the truth? No, just said there were complications and left it at that. But people figured it out. Small town, big drama. You know how it is. We sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Can I ask you something? Emily said. Of course. Do you regret it? Canceling the party? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No. I regret that it had to happen. I regret that my family treats me the way they do. But canceling? No. That was the right call. Good. Because you shouldn't regret standing up for yourself. The thing is, I said, I spent 27 years trying to earn their approval, trying to be good enough, helpful enough, invisible enough not to be a problem but present enough to matter. And I finally realized, nothing I do will ever be enough. They don't want me there. They just want what I can provide. Your money, my help, my labor, but not me, not my face in their photos, not my presence at their celebrations, just the benefits without the person. Emily reached across the table, squeezed my hand. I'm so sorry they made you feel that way. It's not your fault. I know, but I'm still sorry. You deserved better. We finished our coffee, talked about other things, her job, My work, normal stuff. It felt good. As we were leaving, she said, "Oh, by the way, Chloe's planning her 31st birthday." Already? Yeah, it's in a few months. Smaller party this time. Restaurant. She's paying for it herself. Good for her. She didn't invite you. Didn't expect her to? Your mom asked if I'd ask you to come. Said it would mean a lot to Chloe if you were there. I stopped walking. What did you say? I said if she wants you there, she can call you herself. And? She didn't call. I smiled. Sad smile. But smile. Of course not. They still don't get it, Emily said. They think if enough time passes, you'll just come back. Pretend it never happened. Go back to being the invisible family member who shows up and helps and doesn't complain. I'm not doing that anymore. Good, you shouldn't. She hugged me again. Hey, Jordan? Yeah? You have family who loves you. It's just not them. It's people like me, friends. People who actually see you and value you. Don't forget that. I didn't trust myself to speak. Just nodded. We said goodbye, promised to do coffee again soon. Actually meant it. I drove home, sat in my car for a minute before going inside. Thought about everything. The party, the cancellation, the aftermath, the silence from my parents, the judgment from extended family, the relief I felt being away from all of it. And I realized I'd spent my whole life waiting for them to choose me, to see me, to want me there, but they never would. Because to them, I was never the person. I was the function, the wallet, the help, the background character in their family story. And I was done auditioning for a role that was never actually available. I went inside, made dinner, watched TV, went to bed early, didn't cry, didn't rage, didn't feel guilty, just felt free. 2 months after coffee with Emily, I got an email from Sarah at Riverside Event Hall. Subject: Thank you. Jordan, I don't know if you remember me, but I was the coordinator for the event you canceled in September. I wanted to reach out and tell you something. After everything happened, a few guests came back to the venue asking questions. They wanted to know what really happened. I told them, with your permission from that day, that you'd paid for everything anonymously as a gift and canceled when you were told you'd ruin the photos. Several of them reached out to me afterward to say they thought you did the right thing. One woman, I think she was your sister's old teacher, said, "Good for him. Family shouldn't treat people that way." I've been doing this job for 8 years. I've seen a lot of family drama. But what you did, paying for that party anonymously, that was one of the kindest gestures I've ever witnessed. And what your mother said to you was one of the cruelest. I hope you're doing well. I hope you know that what you did wasn't petty or spiteful. It was self-respect. And that's something everyone deserves, even from family. Especially from family. Take care of yourself. Sarah. I read that email 3 times. Saved it. And for the first time since the whole thing happened, I cried. Not sad tears. Just release. Validation. Proof that I wasn't crazy. Wasn't wrong. Wasn't the villain they were painting me as. I was just someone who finally said enough. And sometimes, that's the bravest thing you can do, I wrote back. Sarah, thank you. You have no idea how much that means. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Jordan Short. Simple. But I meant every word. I closed my laptop. Looked around my apartment. Small. Quiet. Mine. No family photos on the walls. No obligation dinners on Sundays. No events I had to fund but couldn't attend. Just peace. And for the first time in my life, that felt like more than enough. 6 months after I canceled the party, I was sitting in the same cafe with Emily, our monthly coffee ritual. She slid into the seat across from me, already grinning. Guess what happened? Chloe's 31st? Yep, last weekend. 20 people at a mid-tier Italian restaurant. She paid for it herself. How'd it go? Emily shrugged. Fine. Sad, but fine. Like everyone was trying really hard to act like last year didn't happen. Lots of forced smiles. Your mom kept saying how intimate and meaningful small gatherings are. Translation: she's embarrassed the big party got canceled. Exactly. Aunt Carol asked me if I'd reached out to you. I said no. What did she say? That you're being stubborn, that families forgive, that it's been long enough. Emily rolled her eyes. I told her forgiveness requires apology. She changed the subject. They're never going to apologize, are they? No, Emily said simply, because that would require admitting they were wrong, and they've built an entire narrative where you're the villain. I took a sip of my coffee. Wasn't even surprised anymore. What's the narrative now? That you've always been difficult, that you overreacted to something small, that you ruined Chloe's milestone birthday out of spite. She paused. Your mom told people you have unresolved issues and refused to get help. Unresolved issues, right? I told her the only unresolved issue is her refusing to take accountability. She didn't like that. I smiled. You're gonna get yourself uninvited from family dinners. Good. They're depressing anyway. We sat in comfortable silence. This had become our routine. Once a month, same cafe, same corner table. She'd update me on family drama. I'd listen. We'd laugh about the absurdity. Then we'd talk about real things. Work, life, goals, the stuff that actually mattered. Can I ask you something? Emily said. Always. Do you miss them? Your parents? Your siblings? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I miss the idea of them. The family I wanted to have, the parents who'd be proud of me, the siblings who'd actually like having me around. But the real them? The ones who told me I'd ruin photos and then expected me to pay anyway? No, I don't miss them. That's fair. I think I spent so long trying to earn their love that I forgot love isn't supposed to be earned. It's supposed to just exist. Because you exist. Emily nodded. For what it's worth, you're one of my favorite people, and I'm really glad we got closer through all this mess. Me too. You're the only good thing that came out of it. Hey, she said, suddenly serious. You're going to be okay, right? Like, long term? Yeah, I am. Better than okay, actually. And I meant it. That night, I did something I hadn't done in months. I looked through old family photos. Not the ones at my parents' house, the ones on my phone. Years of pictures I'd taken or been tagged in, birthday parties, holidays, random gatherings. I scrolled through them looking for myself. Found one from Chloe's 25th birthday. Big group shot. 20 people crammed into frame. I was on the far right edge. Half my face cut off. Like I'd been added as an afterthought and didn't quite fit. Another one from Christmas 3 years ago. Everyone gathered around the tree. I was in the back, slightly out of focus. You could barely tell it was me. Marcus's college graduation. Family photo on the lawn. Parents in the middle. Chloe and Marcus on either side. Me standing behind Dad. Mostly blocked by his shoulder. If you didn't know I was there, you'd never notice me. The pattern was everywhere once I looked for it. I wasn't in the center, wasn't in focus, wasn't fully in frame. I was the edge, the background, the person you'd crop out to make the photo look better. And I'd spent 27 years accepting that, telling myself it didn't matter, that I was being too sensitive, that this was just how things were. You'll ruin all the photos. Mom hadn't invented that belief that morning. She'd held it for years, maybe my whole life. She just finally said it out loud. I deleted the photos. All of them. Every single picture where I was barely visible, barely included, barely there. Felt lighter immediately. 3 weeks later, I went to a work happy hour. Usually I'd skip these. Awkward small talk, forced networking. Standing around holding a drink and pretending to care about quarterly projections. But my coworker Maya had been insistent. You never come to these things? Just try it once. If you hate it, you can leave. So I went. Ended up having actual conversations. Met people I'd worked with for 2 years but never really talked to. Laughed. Stayed way longer than I planned. At one point, someone suggested taking a group photo. Everyone gathered. Someone handed me their phone. You take it. I was about to step back, old habit, when Maya grabbed my arm. No way, you're in this one. Someone else can take it. She pulled me into the group, right in the middle, front row. The photo turned out great. Everyone smiling, everyone visible, everyone included. Maya texted it to me later. Best happy hour crew ever. I looked at that photo for a long time. Saw myself. Clearly. In focus. Actually there. Set it as my phone background. First time I'd had a photo of myself displayed anywhere in years. 4 months after the canceled party, Mom tried one more time. She called from a number I didn't have blocked. Must have been someone else's phone. I answered without thinking. Hello? Jordan, it's Mom. Please don't hang up. I should have. But curiosity won. What do you want? I want to talk. Really talk. Not over text, not through other people, just us. Okay, talk. She took a breath. I'm sorry things have gotten so bad between us. I never meant for any of this to happen. You told me not to come to Chloe's party because I'd ruin photos. I know, that was wrong. I was stressed and I said something hurtful and I regret it. Do you regret saying it? Or regret that I canceled the party you didn't know I'd paid for? Silence. Both, she said finally. That's not good enough. What do you want me to say, Jordan? I want you to admit that you've been excluding me from family photos my whole life. That the wall in your house has 10 pictures of Chloe and 2 of Marcus and 0 of me. That you've been treating me like I'm not photogenic enough to matter since I was a teenager. That's not fair. It's completely fair. You didn't invent that belief the morning of Chloe's party. You've held it for years. You just finally said it out loud. I've never thought you weren't good enough. Then why am I never in the photos, Mom? Why am I always cut off or in the background or conveniently out of frame? She didn't answer. Do you know what message that sends? I continued. That I'm not worth including. That my face isn't worth preserving. That I'm fine to have around when you need help or money, but not worth actually seeing. Jordan, that's not... It is. And I'm done pretending it's not. So what, you're just going to cut us off forever? I'm going to protect myself from people who make me feel worthless, even if those people are family. You're being dramatic. There it was. The thing I'd been waiting for, the dismissal, the minimization. And you're being exactly who I thought you were, I said. I hung up. Blocked that number too. Sat there waiting to feel guilty. Didn't. Present day. 7 months since the canceled party. I'm doing okay. Better than okay. I haven't spoken to my parents. Haven't seen Chloe or Marcus. Haven't been to a single family event. And I don't miss it. Emily and I still do monthly coffee. She started bringing her girlfriend sometimes. We talk about starting a group chat for family black sheep. Half joking, half serious. Work is good. Got promoted. More responsibility. Better pay. Boss said I've really come into my own lately. I think that's code for you seem happier. I am happier. Joined a recreational volleyball league. Terrible at volleyball, but great at the social part. Made actual friends. People who text me just to see how I'm doing. Who invite me to things and mean it. Who take photos and make sure I'm included. Started therapy too. Figured it was time to unpack 27 years of feeling not good enough. Therapist asked me once, what would you tell your younger self? The one standing at that photo wall seeing 0 pictures of himself? I thought about it. I'd tell him he's not the problem. The photos are. That the right people will always make room for you in the frame. And the wrong people will make you feel like you don't deserve to be there at all. That's beautiful, she said. Yeah, took me 3 decades to figure it out. Last week, I redecorated my apartment. Hung up photos, real ones, from the work happy hour, from volleyball games, from coffee with Emily, from my friend Jake's birthday dinner. Pictures where I'm visible, where I'm smiling, where I actually look like I belong. My wall has 15 photos now. All of them include me. All of them make me happy to see. It's the opposite of my parents' wall. And it's perfect. Sometimes people ask if I regret canceling the party, if I wish I'd handled it differently. The answer is no. Because that party wasn't really about the venue or the money or even Chloe's birthday. It was about 27 years of being told I wasn't enough, of being cropped out, pushed to the edges, made invisible, and then being told, explicitly, that my face would ruin their perfect photos. while they unknowingly spent my money to throw their perfect party. The math was simple. They wanted my money but not my presence. So I gave them neither. And I'd make the same choice again. Because here's what I learned. You can't force people to see your value. You can't earn love from people who've already decided you're not worth it. You can't wait forever for an apology that's never coming. All you can do is protect yourself, build boundaries, find people who actually want you there, not just what you can provide. My family wanted a wallet, a helper, a background character who'd fund their celebrations and stay out of their photos. They got used to having me around without actually seeing me. And when I finally left, they didn't miss me. They missed what I did for them. There's a difference. And once you see that difference, you can't unsee it. Last night, Emily texted me a photo. The two of us at coffee, both smiling, both clearly visible, both actually there. Caption: my favorite cousin and the best coffee date ever. I smiled. Save the photo. Sent her back a heart emoji. Then I looked around my small apartment. No family photos from childhood. No pictures of people who made me feel small. Just images of people who made room for me. Who wanted me in the frame. Who never once made me feel like I'd ruin anything just by existing. My phone buzzed. Text from Maya at work. Trivia night Thursday? We need you on the team. Another text. From Jake. Volleyball tomorrow? You're getting better, I swear. Another from Emily. Next coffee is on me. Love you, dude. I looked at those messages, at my photo wall, at my life, and realized something. I'd spent 27 years trying to fit into a family that didn't want me. Now I had one that did. Not by blood. By choice. The kind of family that doesn't make you earn your place in the photo. They just hand you the camera and say, get in here, you belong. And that's worth more than any venue, any party, any apology I'll never get. I'm not in their photos anymore, but I'm finally in my own, and I've never looked better.